Human asked alien widow for work, but her reply was shocking. I need a father, not a worker. The rain on Viral 9 fell sideways. Not hard, just endlessly. A cold, whispering drizzle that soaked clothes, skin, and spirit alike. It turned the red soil to mud and the sky into a bruised smear of gray. Jonah Mercer stood at the edge of the settlement with a pack slung over one shoulder and nothing left to sell but himself. 34 years old. Former engineer. Former soldier. Former everything. He wiped rain from his beard and looked at the notice board again, even though he already knew what it said. No OFF world hires. No human contracts. No exceptions. He exhaled slowly. Figures, he muttered. Behind him, a voice spoke, soft, accented, and tired. You are persistent for someone who is not wanted. Jonah turned. The widow. She stood beneath the awning of a half-collapsed workshop, arms folded protectively across her chest. Her skin was a muted silver blue, eyes dark and reflective like wet stone. Thin ceremonial markings traced her temples, faded, mourning marks. A virelin. Tall, willowy, and worn down by life. I don't need to be wanted, Jonah said. Just useful. Her gaze flicked to his boots, patched 3 times. His coat, military surplus, stitched by hand. The scar along his jaw. You are human, she said flatly. Humans bring attention. Trouble. I bring skills, Jonah replied. I fix things. Grow things. Keep things running. She studied him longer. Then she said, I am Saley Thren. Jonah Mercer. I do not need a worker, Saley said. Jonah nodded, unsurprised. Then I'll move on. As he turned, she spoke again. I need a father. The words stopped him cold. The child in the shadows. Jonah turned slowly. I'm sorry. Saley hesitated, then stepped aside. Inside the workshop, half hidden behind stack crates, stood a small figure. A child. Virelin. Maybe 6 years old. Thin. Wide-eyed. Clutching a wooden toy carved into the shape of a 6-winged bird. She stared at Jonah like he might vanish if she blinked. This is Iria, Saley said quietly. My daughter. Jonah swallowed. She already has a father, he said carefully. Saley's eyes lowered. He died 2 cycles ago, she said. Harvest accident. The machines failed. I could not fix them. Jonah felt something heavy settle in his chest. I'm sorry, he said. So am I, Saley replied. Every day. What she really meant. I don't understand, Jonah said gently. You don't know me. I know enough, Saley said. You come back every morning. You don't beg. You don't steal. You don't stare at my daughter like she's a burden. Jonah glanced at Iria. She was still watching him, curious, cautious. I need someone who stays, Saley continued. Someone who teaches her how to live in a world that will not be kind to her. I cannot do that alone. Jonah's throat tightened. I can't replace her father, he said. I am not asking you to, Saley replied. I am asking you to stand where he no longer can. Rain dripped from the awning. Jonah looked at his hands, scarred, shaking slightly. I don't have much, he said. Saley met his eyes. Neither do we. Staying. Jonah stayed that night. Then, the next. He fixed the workshop's generator with scrap wire and patience. He showed Iria how to sharpen tools safely, how to count rain cycles, how to listen to machines instead of forcing them. She followed him everywhere. Why do humans have only 2 eyes? She asked once. Budget cuts, Jonah replied. She laughed, a bright, surprised sound that made Saley freeze mid-step. It had been a long time since laughter lived in that workshop. The test. Not everyone approved. 3 cycles later, settlement officials arrived, stern, uniformed, suspicious. A human male residing with a Virelin widow, one said coldly. Unregistered. Unapproved. He helps us, Saley said, standing firm. He is a risk, the official replied. Humans bring conflict. Jonah stepped forward. Then take me. Iria's hand tightened around his fingers. Saley's voice shook. You will not. The official hesitated. She needs him, Saley said. And so do I. Silence stretched. Finally, the official turned away. 1 cycle, he said. Prove your worth. becoming something else. Jonah worked harder than he ever had. He rebuilt irrigation lines, reinforced storm barriers, taught Iria to read trade common and old Varellan glyphs. At night, when storms rattled the walls, Iria crawled into his lap without asking. "You stay," she whispered once. Jonah rested his chin on her head. "I'm not going anywhere." Saley watched from the doorway, eyes wet but unafraid. The word she used. One morning, Iria ran toward him, arms wide. "Father." She froze. Jonah froze. Saley stopped breathing. "I'm sorry," Iria whispered, backing away. "I didn't mean." Jonah knelt. "It's okay," he said softly. "You didn't do anything wrong." She studied his face. "Can I?" she asked. Jonah looked at Saley. She nodded once. "Yes," Jonah said. "You can." Iria hugged him like she'd been holding that word in her chest for years. Epilogue. A year later, the notice board was taken down. Humans were still rare on Viral 9, but Jonah Mercer was no longer one of them. He was a teacher, a builder, a father. And when the rain fell sideways, 3 figures stood beneath the awning, together, watching the world soften around them.